guys, Andy here. So as you'll know by the video title, I am here today with a Redmi Note 7 by Xiaomi. Now, I would hope if you watch my channel you know about Xiaomi by now. They are a very big phone manufacturer, 4th or 5th in the world. They hadn't been in the UK until about, I don't know, sometime in the last year. They sort of officially launched in the UK. They have a website now where you can order from in the UK and get it delivered, which is what I did. This Redmi Note 7 was £179 and it came in about 6 days, 4 working days perhaps. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not too bad. I do have a little bit of history with the Redmi Note 7 phones. Redmi Note phones. So I definitely had the 5. I think I had the 4. I maybe had the 3. I had quite a few of them. Let's go ahead and start sort of unboxing this. Well, actually, let's just check on the box here. So one of the big selling points on the website is how they say it's 48 megapixel camera. That they're basically saying it's flagship quality camera, which will be quite interesting for a £179 phone. I don't believe them at this point, but I'm happy to be proved wrong. FHD plus screen, Snapdragon 660, 4000 mAh battery. This is only the 3 gig of RAM version. I think it goes all up to the 6 gig of RAM. The only one I could get in the UK was the 32 gig of storage and 3 gig of RAM. You could probably import, and you can see there it says global version as well. You probably import the sort of bigger, better versions, but kind of my point at this point was that I didn't want to import. I'm a bit fed up of waiting 4 weeks and not sure what the warranty position would be, and so it looks like we get a plastic case with it. Got some kind of instruction manuals. Fine. Here's the actual device. Oh wow, that feels quite heavy actually. It's good though. Feels quite solid. Let's go ahead and start powering it up. And again, the same sort of things being pointed out there on the front of the screen that we saw on the back of the box. I think it started powering up. Did it start powering up? I felt it vibrate anyway. Let's try again. That definitely vibrated. There we go. Redmi by Xiaomi. Does have a rear-mounted fingerprint sensor. Look, while we're around the back, there are the lenses. So it's a 48 megapixel. Let me check what the f-stop was. 1.8, I think. Where have we gone? I've lost it. Yep, f1.8, and a 5 megapixel f2.4 depth sensor. It's fine. Volume rocker, power button, speaker down at the bottom, Type-C charger, but only USB Type 2, I think I read. Headphone jack, some people will be very happy. Somewhere it's got an IR blaster. I'm not seeing it right now. It's running Android 9 and MIUI 10, as you can see there. Let's just have a quick look through the specs of the screen. 6.3 inch IPS LCD. It's actually 1080 by 2340, which is a 19.5 to 9 ratio and about 409 pixels per inch, so that should be plenty. And it generally, I would say that looks pretty good. There's a bit of a drop off as we turn the device. It also looks like you can kind of see the screen. Oops, knocking the camera. You can kind of see the screen. That's almost a bit of a lip. You see that? Where do I get to? The screen. So the screen. The hardware we've mentioned is the Snapdragon 660. It's got an octa-core CPU, Cryo 2260. It's got an Adreno 512 GPU. I've mentioned the 3 gig of RAM, and I've mentioned the headphone jack. I think I've been through the cameras. They can both do. Oh, the front-facing camera is 13 megapixel in the notch there. Look. f2.2. Both cameras can do 1080p video. The rear camera though goes up to 120 fps, whereas the front-facing camera will just do 30 fps. I think I mentioned the 4000 mAh LiPo battery. It does have quick charge 4 as well. Right, I guess at this point what I'll do, I'll get myself logged in and set up. Install a couple of bits so we can test. I'll probably dash outside, take a couple of photos, a little bit of video so you can see that, and then I'll be back to you in a moment. So I realised after I'd gone away from you that we didn't actually finish looking through the box, so let me just finish off. I think that might be it. So we've got a power brick, which, as I think I said, it uses quick charge for 18 watts, I think, so it's not crazy fast like some devices, but I think that's everything. The other bits seem to be reasonably well stuck in, so I think that's it. So let's pop that aside now. So I've installed a couple of bits and pieces. I've just realised I didn't install Geekbench yet. That's annoying. Let's see if I can do it. I've turned on gestures. So yeah, I've been using it for a little while, installing bits and pieces. We've got one more thing installing now. I quite like the OS actually, MIUI 10. It looks quite nice. It is. They've done a good job, I think, of kind of learning that people prefer the sort of, I don't know, smoother. I've turned gestures on, as you see I was searching there. Oh, system apps updater. And even the settings. So generally with Xiaomi I get a bit confused by their settings. Oh, when you install something it does this weird thing, so it kind of then scans the app. Like they don't trust the Play Store, and we go, yeah, that's fine. I'm happy to... Right, we won't run that just yet. Yeah, I mean, I've only been using it for kind of 10 minutes or so. I've put the case on, if you can see that. Let's just turn that off for a second so you can... It's quite nice. It's a smoky colour one look, obviously. It's quite thin, but it's enough that it would help a bit if you did drop it, as long as it wasn't from too high. There's no sort of overlap onto the screen, but it gives cover to the corners and the back, and you've still got a bit of a camera bump even with the with that on. I set the fingerprint sensor up. Seems pretty good, pretty reliable. The OS, I'm not going to lie to you, you can tell it's not top end. We'll see that when we come to the camera. There is a bit of a delay from hitting the shutter to actually taking the picture. There generally seems to be a little bit of a delay on a variety of things that I do, and in fact at that point let's start Geekbench 4, because in fact we might have to sort of just edit this out because it does take quite a long time. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's not, you know, you wouldn't confuse it for a top end device with a Snapdragon 855 in or something like that. Like the keyboard takes I'm going to say a little bit of time, or I was about to say a little bit of time. It's not massive. You tap the box you want away and then the keyboard's there and you type in. It's not crazy. You're not be going, oh my god, where's the keyboard? It's there in sort of less than a second, but it's not as quick as top end devices. I guess while that's installing we could talk about the camera. I will show you the camera shutter delay in a second, but I don't want to interrupt now. Geekbench 4. So I'll pop that aside. It's quite a nice bright day out there. Just took a couple of photos and they look pretty good. The colours look good. They look quite strong and quite vivid. The detail looked okay. I took a selfie. I did turn on portrait mode. I didn't take the picture then because it just seemed so fake. Everything around me was so blurred out, and then just my face. It just seemed, I mean, I will, in the review there'll be some portrait photos, but I just looked at it and thought, oh no, turn portrait off and just took a regular selfie. I did a little bit of video. That looked okay. It seemed, you know, it was only quite it's easy conditions for video, I suppose. But again, the colours were, I mean, maybe the colours were too vivid, I'm not sure. It seemed very bright and strong colours. And I also took a photo in my living room. The curtains are drawn, it's quite dark in there. And actually that looked okay, I thought. I don't know, I mean, more in depth for the actual review, so if you haven't subscribed, please do. We've still got 43% to go on Geekbench 4, so I think what we'll do, I will cut here and we will come back when Geekbench has finished. Here we go, it's finished, and we're at 5,500, which isn't a bad score. It puts it around the Honor 8X. It's behind the Pixel 2 XL, Pixel 3 XL, well, and all the other flagships, obviously. Interestingly, it's ahead of the Moto G7 Plus and the Xiaomi. There's a few other devices in this kind of price bracket that it's actually doing okay against. So while we're still talking about performance, let's just show you the shutter delay. So I'm going to bring in Deadpool here. So you need to also be able to see. Yeah, so there is a little bit of delay. Again, I don't think it's going to be like, oh, this thing's so slow, but it's there. I'm just saying it's there, that's all. It's not like a Pixel or a Huawei Mate 20 Pro or a S10 Plus where it's going to be almost instant. Let's open up, if I can find it, it must be in Google. Let's open up YouTube. We'll turn it me. I have to be careful with videos because I get taken down because of the visual content, not because of the sound. It's kind of weird, really. Let's listen to the speaker.
Now she's staying at my place and loves the way I treat her. Singing out Aretha all over the track. Want to either, but me and her we make money the same way. I'd rather put on a film with you and sit on the couch, but we should get on a plane or we'll be missing it now. We should have written it down.
Okay, so actually sounded okay. Not amazing, but reasonable. The volume seemed pretty good. I think for me, listening to my podcast, that probably be plenty. The screen looks pretty good. It is a very nice big screen actually. There's a bit of a chin down the bottom we didn't really mention, and obviously you do get, because it's LCD, there is a bit of a lip around the sides, and obviously the notch at the top is quite small. So yeah, that's when it's full screen, that's quite a nice display. I think we've looked at everything we need to look at. We've looked at the performance, we've looked at the screen, we've looked at the speaker, we've had a look at the camera. So for just a first look, I suppose we didn't look massively at the design. Obviously you could see it's the black version, and it's quite nice. I mean, Xiaomi, they do make good hardware. So the hardware itself is not, it's a bit slabber phone, which I quite like. It's also a bit iPhone-y. I don't know, the lens in the corner there, isn't that like, I'm not sure, I've never owned well actually no, I'd have owned an iPhone for developmental purposes, I promise. It's quite a big bump there, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, design wise it's nice hardware. It feels pretty good. So early impressions, yeah, it's quite a nice device. As I've said, subscribe if you haven't already, because I'll do some comparisons against I've got my Moto G7 Plus just here. I'm just charging it and updating all the apps. So I will do some videos of comparisons between the two. If that's something that interests you, do subscribe. As I say, I'll be doing the full review normally in kind of a week or so when I've had time to use this. I will be using it as my main device, just to stress that, because I don't think all reviewers do. So let me know if there's any questions that you have in the comments down below. But for now, my name's Andy. I'll catch you guys soon. Well done, and thank you for making it to the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, you might want to click the little fellow that should hopefully appear about here to subscribe. You may also want to check out some of my other videos, which are going to appear somewhere there. Also, come and have a look at my website, androidandy.uk. There is also a forum. Come and say hello on the forum if you've got any questions about things, or request me to review things, or anything else. Just come and have a chat on the forum.